Today we're looking at presidential inaugurations. Hello, welcome to the Daily Bellringer. Please don't forget to subscribe and take a look at the questions down in the description. On April 30th, 1789, George Washington took the oath of office on the balcony of Federal Hall in New York City to become the first president of the United States. Since then, the oath has been recited 58 times, whether by new presidents entering their first term in office or by presidents taking the oath again for a second term, or in the case of Franklin Roosevelt, who took the oath 4 times for 4 terms in office. In 1801, Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd president of the United States, was the first president to be sworn in Washington D.C., the nation's capital. As far as the inauguration itself, the U.S. Constitution does not really give much detail as to what is to occur at an inauguration. It simply sets the date and the words of the oath of office itself. Originally, the Constitution set March 4th as the inauguration day to allow for votes to be counted and the elected president to move to the Capitol. But in 1933, the 20th Amendment was ratified, and it stated that a president's term in office would end at noon on January 20th. It was moved up to January to reduce the amount of time a sitting president would be what is called a lame duck president, or in other words, a president who has lost the bid for re-election in November, and now there's a new president coming in, so the current sitting president's agenda or ideas on policy are largely ignored until the new president comes in. So Franklin Roosevelt was the first president to take the oath on the new date for his second term in 1937. As I said before, the Constitution doesn't require anything beyond taking the oath, but certain traditions have become customary for the event. The inauguration has traditionally been held at the U.S. Capitol building, and from 1829 to 1977 it was held on the eastern steps of the Capitol building, but in 1981, the inauguration of Ronald Reagan, it was moved to the west side of the building facing the National Mall towards the Lincoln Memorial. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court generally administers the oath, and traditionally the president places their left hand on a Bible and raises their right hand to say the oath. And interestingly, the same Bible George Washington used to take his oath was also used by Presidents Warren G. Harding, Dwight Eisenhower, Jimmy Carter, and President H.W. Bush. The same Bible Abraham Lincoln used was also used by Barack Obama and Donald Trump in their inaugurations. The Constitution does not require a Bible, and so John Adams swore on a book of law while Lyndon Johnson on a Catholic missal, and then Theodore Roosevelt didn't swear on a Bible or anything. Usually in attendance at the ceremony are, of course, the Vice President, members of Congress, Supreme Court justices, former living presidents, and high-ranking military officials. Traditionally, the outgoing president is in attendance as well, but there have been presidents in the past that did not attend the inauguration of the next president. So, for example, John Adams did not attend Thomas Jefferson's inauguration. John Quincy Adams did not attend Andrew Jackson's. Martin Van Buren did not attend William Henry Harrison's inauguration, and Andrew Johnson did not attend Ulysses S. Grant's. And presently, Donald Trump announced that he will not be attending Joe Biden's inauguration on January 20th of 2021. Once the president is sworn in, it's customary for them to give an inaugural speech or address. Sometimes these speeches can be very lengthy, with William Henry Harrison giving the longest at 8,445 words. And of course, many say his long speech, standing out in the cold weather in Washington, D.C., contributed to him getting pneumonia and dying barely 30 days later. The shortest inaugural speech was given by George Washington at his second inauguration, and his speech was only 135 words. Since 1953, after the giving of the speech, the new president and their family attend a congressional luncheon hosted by Congress in the Capitol building, traditionally in Statuary Hall. After the lunch, it's time for the new president to move to their new home at the White House. And so we have the inaugural parade from the Capitol building to the White House. In 1977, President Jimmy Carter began the tradition of the president and his family walking the 1.5 miles from the Capitol to the White House. And once at the White House, the president takes a seat in a box overlooking the parade route as the parade continues to go by. Only twice has the parade been canceled. In 1945, for Franklin Roosevelt's inauguration, it was at the height of World War II, and so it was canceled then. And then in 1985, for Ronald Reagan's second inauguration, the temperature was only 7 degrees Fahrenheit, so the parade was canceled. In the evening of the inauguration, they're held inaugural balls. These celebrations have taken different forms and are held by different sponsors. And there have been times in history in which the inaugural balls have been canceled altogether by either the president or just simply by, the current situation, as during the first half of the 1900s, in which the country was dealing with the Great Depression and World War II. And then starting in 1949 with Harry Truman's second inauguration, the tradition of having inaugural balls grew, and so did the number of these events taking place. So, for example, Barack Obama's first inauguration in 2009, there were 10 official inaugural balls and then 121 unofficial inaugural balls taking place, with tickets to these balls costing as much as $1,750 all the way up to $20,000. The ceremony of inaugurating presidents throughout American history has always been a time to set aside differences and celebrate the democracy we have. But also, it's a demonstration to the world of the peaceful transfer of power that has been crucial to the history of our nation. So with that, hopefully you learned something, and thanks for watching.